Along the coastlines of oceans, across vast lakes, and above winding rivers, a large shadow sometimes glides silently through the sky. Its wings stretch wide, its body floats effortlessly on rising air currents, and its enormous bill points forward like the prow of a ship. This remarkable bird is the pelican, one of the most specialized fishing birds in the natural world. Pelicans belong to an ancient group of birds that have existed for tens of millions of years. Fossil evidence suggests that early pelican-like birds lived alongside prehistoric marine ecosystems long before humans appeared on Earth. Today, pelicans can be found on nearly every continent except Antarctica. They thrive in environments where water and fish are abundant: coastal oceans, estuaries, inland lakes, and large rivers. But what truly sets pelicans apart from other birds is their extraordinary bill. The pelican's bill is among the largest of any bird species. Attached beneath it is a flexible skin pouch known as the gular pouch. This pouch acts like a giant fishing net that allows pelicans to scoop fish directly from the water. When a pelican hunts, it plunges its bill into the water and expands the pouch, trapping fish along with large amounts of water. After lifting its head, the bird drains the water out before swallowing the captured fish whole. The pouch can hold far more water than the bird's stomach could ever contain. This means pelicans must carefully drain excess water before eating their catch. Despite their somewhat awkward appearance on land, pelicans are incredibly skilled flyers. Many species possess wingspans between 2.5 and 3.5 meters, allowing them to soar for long periods with minimal effort. They often take advantage of warm rising air currents called thermals, circling upward in graceful spirals before gliding long distances across the sky. Watching a flock of pelicans in flight is a breathtaking sight. Dozens of birds may travel together in loose formations, their wings beating slowly and powerfully as they move toward feeding areas. Pelicans are also highly social animals. Many species prefer to fish, travel, and nest in large groups. This social behavior becomes especially important during feeding. In certain species, pelicans work together to herd fish into shallow waters where they can be captured more easily. Groups of birds may swim in semicircles, flapping their wings and pushing schools of fish closer to shore. Once the fish are trapped in shallow water, the pelicans scoop them up using their massive pouches. This cooperative hunting strategy allows pelicans to capture fish far more efficiently than they could alone. Yet not all pelicans hunt in the same way. Some species, such as the famous brown pelican, have developed an entirely different and dramatic technique. Instead of scooping fish from the surface, these pelicans dive from the air. High above the ocean, a pelican may suddenly fold its wings and plunge toward the water like a spear. At the last moment, it angles its body and strikes the surface with incredible force, trapping fish inside its pouch. The impact can be powerful enough to stun fish beneath the surface, giving the pelican an advantage as it scoops up its prey. Special air sacs beneath the skin help cushion the bird during these high-speed dives, preventing injury when hitting the water. Once the fish is secured, the pelican floats calmly on the surface, drains the water from its pouch, and swallows its meal. But feeding is only one part of the pelican's fascinating life story. Throughout the year, pelicans travel between feeding grounds and breeding colonies. These colonies can be enormous, sometimes containing thousands of birds nesting side by side. The breeding season transforms quiet islands and shorelines into bustling communities filled with activity, noise, and movement. When the breeding season arrives, pelicans gather in some of the largest bird colonies in the natural world. Remote islands, quiet coastal cliffs, and isolated sandbars suddenly become crowded with thousands of birds preparing to raise the next generation. For pelicans, safety in numbers is a powerful survival strategy. Large colonies help reduce the risk of predators reaching nests, and they allow birds to cooperate in protecting the young. The breeding process begins with courtship displays. Male pelicans perform a variety of visual signals to attract females. They may stretch their wings, bow their heads, or show off their colorful bills and throat pouches. In some species, the pouch and facial skin become brighter during the breeding season, turning shades of vivid orange, yellow, or red. These colors signal health and strength to potential mates. Once a pair forms, the birds begin building a nest. Pelican nests are usually simple structures made of sticks, grass, feathers, and other available materials. Depending on the species, nests may be built on the ground, in trees, or on rocky cliffs. The female typically lays 2 or 3 eggs, though not all chicks always survive to adulthood. Both parents take turns incubating the eggs, carefully protecting them from the sun and potential predators. After about a month, the eggs hatch. The newborn chicks are small, blind, and completely dependent on their parents. At first, the chicks are fed through a remarkable process. Instead of delivering food in the beak, adult pelicans regurgitate partially digested fish into their pouch. The chicks then reach inside the pouch to feed. This unusual feeding behavior may look messy, but it provides the chicks with nutrient-rich food that helps them grow quickly. Within a few weeks, the chicks begin developing feathers and gaining strength. As they grow, they become more active and curious about their surroundings. In crowded colonies, groups of chicks sometimes gather together in what scientists call creches. These nursery-like groups allow young pelicans to move and explore while several adults watch over them. Living in a colony also presents challenges. Competition for space, food, and nesting sites can be intense. Yet the benefits of collective protection usually outweigh these difficulties. Pelicans must also remain alert for predators. Eggs and young chicks may be threatened by animals such as foxes, gulls, or large birds of prey. In some regions, raccoons and other mammals may raid nests if they reach the colony. Adult pelicans themselves are large and powerful birds, so they rarely face many predators once fully grown. Their main threats often come from environmental changes rather than natural enemies. Human activity has affected pelican populations in various ways. Pollution, overfishing, and habitat destruction can reduce the availability of fish or disturb important nesting areas. One of the most famous conservation stories involving pelicans occurred in the 20th century. During that time, a chemical pesticide called DDT entered aquatic ecosystems and caused serious problems for many bird species. The chemical weakened eggshells, causing them to break before chicks could hatch. Pelican populations declined dramatically in several regions as a result. Fortunately, conservation efforts and bans on harmful chemicals allowed many pelican populations to recover. Today, several species are once again thriving in parts of the world where they once struggled to survive. Pelicans also play an important role in aquatic ecosystems. By feeding on fish and other aquatic animals, they help maintain balance in food webs. Their nesting colonies also influence the environment. The accumulation of feathers, droppings, and nesting materials adds nutrients to soil and coastal habitats, supporting plant growth and other organisms. Despite their large size and sometimes clumsy movements on land, pelicans are incredibly graceful in the air. When soaring over water, they appear almost weightless, gliding silently on the wind. Their wings beat slowly and powerfully, allowing them to travel long distances between feeding grounds and nesting areas. In many coastal regions, pelicans have become symbols of the ocean itself. Watching a pelican glide over the waves or dive suddenly into the sea is a moment that captures the raw beauty of the natural world. From prehistoric oceans to modern coastlines, pelicans have survived countless environmental changes. The unique adaptations, the massive pouch, powerful wings, and social lifestyle have allowed them to thrive for millions of years. As the sun begins to set over the water, a flock of pelicans returns from a long day of fishing. They glide low over the waves before landing gently on the surface. Soon the sky darkens and the colony quiets. But with the arrival of morning light, the great fishes of the sky will rise again, ready to soar across the water in search of the next catch.